I'm the kind of man that recognizes talent. And when I find it, I put it to work.
Money.
Welcome back to the channel, brothers. You're live from the Lion's Den, and I'm your host, Deceptive Judah. And the title of this video is going to be Never Expect Accountability from a Woman, starring Angel Reese and the LSU Lady Tigers, and this is part 1. Now, before I get into the content and what this video is about, I want to thank the individuals who have been who have stayed subscribed to this video. To this channel. I'm sorry. The channel, for those that don't know, if you're just viewing this video and just finding this channel for the first time, it used to be called the Spiritual Opulence Experience. And I took a long sabbatical. I haven't posted a video in like 2 or 3 months. And I just decided to just do a lot of studying and rebranding. And it's better to do this now than to do it later. So yes, going forward, this channel will be called Deceptive Judah TV. In the subsequent videos, I'll get into why I chose to do that. But I just wanted to thank the individuals who have been longtime subscribers. And if you are finding this channel for the first time and you're viewing this video, please, if you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into this. Now, in life, men, we're always expected to be accountable. We're held to a higher standard, and we're expected to be accountable for our actions, whether they're good or bad, mainly the bad. And that's where accountability usually comes in, when there's something that goes wrong or something that's not right, that there's a certain level of expectation that society has toward men, that we should be held accountable for our actions. Look no further than the justice system. A majority of the people that make up the incarcerated are men. Even though there are a lot of women that are incarcerated, there's more men incarcerated than women, right? Men also make up a lot of the functionality in society. We're the movers and shakers. We have created and thought of the infrastructure. We fight the wars. If the infrastructure is not maintained by men, things will go awry. We make up the police force. We make up firefighters. There's a lot of heavy lifting in society that the man has naturally done. And the woman now, she rolls up her sleeves and she flexes her muscle with a bandana on her head. And she says, we can do it too. And this fight for equality has had a lasting, or has had a slow degradation of the woman. We're here at a point now of no return. One of my favorite songs by Andre 3000 is Behold a Lady. And at the end of the song, he said, it's sad, but one day we'll have to take our children to a museum to see what a real lady looks like. I think we're already there. But men are expected to be held accountable for their actions. And when you ask any person with some sense, well, what's the one living being in life that can walk upright, talk and breathe, that lacks accountability? We'll all say children. And it's an adult's responsibility to teach children to be accountable for their actions. But when you're pampered, you're not admonished like you're supposed to be, and you're spoiled rotten, you will lack accountability. And so therefore, that has been the woman in this Babylonian society. So she's told that there's equality, and brothers, we all know that there is no such thing as equality. There has been a lot that has been given to the woman that she's not supposed to have, and now we get the modern woman. And as the late Kevin Samuels would say, the so-called black woman is the least desirable woman on the planet. And in this case, all you got to do is just look on social media, look on television, and the so-called black woman continues to put herself in a pit of undesirability. I mean, you don't see very many men coming from Eastern civilization to this Babylon to wife for black women. And society has created a war between the so-called black man and the so-called black woman. And as we all know, the so-called black man is the enemy in this Babylon. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. But with that said, when a woman is enabled, when a woman is put in a position where she can do what she wants to do and she lacks accountability, well, now you gotta have problems. And so in this case, Angel Reese is the gift that keeps on giving. And in this video, in this 2-part video, which again is going to be titled Never Expect Accountability from a Woman, starring Angel Reese and the LSU Lady Tigers, I'm going to lay out in chronological order all of the things that Angel Reese has done, and we're going to explore if there is some validity to the comments that she made about a month ago, where that she was sexualized and attacked. Now, I'm not going to say that it's okay for any person to receive death threats, okay? If you haven't done anything bad to anyone, you haven't cost anyone their life, you haven't killed out of spite or malice just because you can and you're bloodthirsty, no one deserves to have any death threats to them, okay? As disgusting as I think Angel Reese can be, she hasn't done anything to anyone physically to deserve death threats. Okay, now I don't know what she do in her personal life, what she do back in Baltimore. So if she popping off at the mouth back in B-more, then that's something that she gotta stand on her quote-unquote business for. But I'm just looking at what I know and know this woman does not deserve death threats. But now we're gonna look in again in chronological order all of the things that she's been through, all the things she's put herself into, because she's a woman that has put herself out there. And for a person that has over 2 million followers on several social media sites, I find it very difficult to say that you've been attacked or sexualized. But we're going to explore that. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go back in time to 2023. '23 national title game was between LSU and Iowa, as we all know. And Angel Reese drew the distaste to several people, or to a lot of people that watched the game. If you watched the game and you kept your eye on Angel Reese because you couldn't help but notice her, she was probably one of the most braggadocious individuals on the court. And listen, with all due respect to Angel Reese, she wasn't the only one, because listen, there were other individuals like Flau'jae Johnson and Alexis Morris. They were talking king shit too when they was in the game. And to a degree, I think that Alexis Morris shit talking was more trying to play head games with Caitlin Clark, as opposed to, Angel Reese more so just doing it because she's an asshole. I mean, there were individuals, and I'm just gonna say these 3 individuals because these are the 3 that have a big platform, and they saw the same thing that I did. And what did I see? At the end of the LSU game, and you'll probably be watching the video as I'm saying this, that as the game was over, LSU scored over 100 points, and there was absolutely no way for Iowa to come back. And Caitlin Clark had accepted defeat, and she walked back toward her bench with her head down with time left on the clock. Angel Reese sought out Caitlin Clark and tried to cut her off from her bench. And while she was calling out her name, she was basically waving her hand in her face, basically saying, "You can't see me." And as she was walking back, as the buzzer sounded, she holds up her finger like, "I got the ring. I got the ring." And there were individuals, again, with big platforms that took exception to that. One being Jason Whitlock, who I find at times can be very insightful. He has some interesting takes, and there's times that I don't agree with the brother, but I have a big respect for Jason Whitlock. The other one is Doug Gottlieb, who I think is a piece of shit. Doug Gottlieb, the dude's a piece of shit. And then the other one is Mr. Portnoy, or I'm sorry, yes, Portnoy, David Portnoy, who started Barstool Sports. Right, these are the three individuals that took exception to what to what Angel Reese did at the end of the game, as I described. Now, there were a lot of simp males in liberal mainstreams or lamestream sports media that took up for Angel Reese, and this is where the enabling started. Now, the 2023 national title game for women's college basketball is known as the turning point in the popularity of going forward for women's sports. And two things that we have to understand is this: that women in their femininity can be wonderful. The second thing is when they're outside of their femininity, they are terrible. And there's only two things that a woman can sell, that is sex and drama. So the national title game last year between LSU and Iowa didn't have any sex in it, but it had a shit ton of drama, and Angel Reese provided that. So with simps like Becky with the good hair, Matt Barnes and his weed smoking homie, Mama's boy, Steven Jackson. Man, I was almost about to call him Stephen A. Smith. And then, of course, yes, Stephen A. Smith was the other simp. These were just three of the simp males that was in media that was caping up for this woman and saying, well, white America is taking up for Caitlin Clark because, she was doing it, so why can't the black girl do it? It's hard being a black woman in America. I wish that I had a job working on liberal sports media, and I actually had a Twitter account, because I would ask those jackasses, show me the video or show me something where Caitlin Clark goes up to her opponent and does the Tony Yayo. Now, for those people that say, well, no, it's the John Cena. No, Tony Yayo started that shit a long time ago when he was a member of the G Unit. I think he still may be a G Unit member. I don't know if all those brothers still hang with each other. But this was something that this little you can't see me thing, this has been a thing since 50 Cent and Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks and Young Buck were all rapping together. They made up G Unit, right? You can't find a video showing me that Caitlin Clark is doing that to her opponents in their face. Now, when she busts your ass and she's going in the opposite direction, yeah, she's gonna do it. When Angel Reese was on the free throw line and she looked down at Caitlin Clark and did it, I didn't have a problem with it. And when she was doing it in the game, I didn't have a problem with it. The problem that I have with it is that when you go out of your way to cut off your opponent and to get in her face and do it, that was very distasteful. And that's where those who actually believe in sportsmanship say that, Angel Reese lacks sportsmanship. Now, in that national title game, there was also a lot of stuff that went on internally in the team. And just years prior, I think this was Kim Mulkey's second year or third year there. And one of the years, because Kim Mulkey now has a no cell phone policy, that there was a fight that broke out in the locker room and some recruits were there. And so, luckily that Kim Mulkey enforced the cell phone policy, that kind of shows you some of the friction that was going on the team. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because Angel Reese got most outstanding player, but this was a guard-led team, right? This was a guard-led team, meaning that Alexis Morris, who was the point guard, the floor general, she played a masterful tournament. There was another sister that got in the game. Her name was, I cannot remember what her name is. Jasmine Carson. That's it. Jasmine Carson. She was a defensive stopper. And her first quarter play, scoring like 21 points or 20 points in the first quarter, that pretty much was the backbreaker and caused Iowa to not win the game. Then there was another sister named LaDasia Williams, who was kind of a tweener. And when I say a tweener, like she was like a forward that could play down low and up high. And that national championship team sent two players to the WNBA, Both Alexis Morris and LaDasia Williams went in the second round. Now, after that game, Angel Reese enjoyed a very, very, very successful summer. And she deemed herself the Bayou Barbie. She was a queen, right? And this was the turning point for her to get over $1.8 million. As you can see right here, some of the listings for her NIL deals. Now, two things that happened this summer that Angel Reese did. And one of them was that she posed for Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. We know that any athlete or any woman outside of the plus model issue that they had, that's usually a big deal. And there's going to be some money. They're going to pay you to do that, right? So what we're going to do is, brothers, let's listen to what Miss Angel Reese had to say during this interview shoot.
Hi, I'm Angel Reese, and I'm in Sports Illustrated Swimsuit 2023. I am unapologetically Angel. I am a queen. I am confident. I am strong. I am who I am. The biggest takeaway I want people to know is you can be girly off the court and still have swag and just be who you are. I mean, I embrace my body and who I am, and on the court, I can still ball.
LSU National Championship.
We love Angel.
I'm 6'3". I work out a lot, so I mean, why not show it? I got a nice little body, so when I go to the beach or go to the pool and everybody looking, it's like, damn, you sexy girl. Thank you guys.
Oh my God!
This is great. Yeah, we just slayed.
Great.
Thank you.
Oh my God,
Thank you,
that was
guys.
so
That was
beautiful.
amazing.
Come look at what you just did.
All right, brothers, now you heard what she said, right? That she's young, she works out, she has a great body, and she doesn't mind showing it off. And when she goes to the beach, people tell her, damn, guy, you look good. Okay. But that rotten ass tooth you got in the back of your mouth, right? But again, please keep this in the back of your mind, right? Please keep that in the back of your mind. Now, she also did something else over the summer, and you brothers are going to have to Google this. It's still out there. It still lives on the internet. Yes, it does. But Miss Angel Reese went and got a waxing. And while she went and got a vaginal waxing, she decided to get a mold of her vaginal area and post it on the internet, on her social media account. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that she asked, what would you do with it? This is what my pussy look like. What you'll do with it? Okay. And she liked some of the comments. And again, she did this is not a Photoshop. She did that. Okay. And as you can see, these are some of the photos of what she does on her social media account. Like, you know, you put on something that looks like a onesie and it's riding so far up in your crotch area and your ass hanging out and you can barely keep it up over your chest. And what is any straight man that finds you attractive, what is he supposed to think, or what is he supposed to say? How is he supposed to feel about that? Okay. Keep that in the back of your mind. Now, at the start of the season, right, LSU came in, and I think they were ranked number 1 or number 2 because they returned a lot of the starters. I mean, they returned a quarter team last year. I think they only lost like 2 or 3 players. And Alexis Morris, I believe, was a 5th-year senior, and I think LaDasia Williams was a grad transfer. I think they had 2 grad transfers on the team. But anyway, at the start of the 2023-24 season, LSU came in and they were ranked high. And you could kind of tell that there was going to be some issues. If you followed some things with this team, and it did. Angel Reese was eventually benched during, I think, like halftime of a mediocre opponent that they should have wasted away. And then she was, I think, suspended for 4 games. Then there was a fight. I wouldn't say a fight, but there was banter or verbal jousting between her, Alexis Morris, Jasmine Carson, and Flau'jae Johnson. And Angel Reese's mother and Flau'jae Johnson's mother got into it on social media, where it was revealed that, well, you know, Angel Reese don't go to class. She has a 1.9 GPA. That's why she's suspended. Kim Mulkey kept her mouth closed about it, but she was not happy. And again, I think she's probably the biggest enabler of everything that's been going on with this team. But this is what Stephen A. Smith had to say in reference to Angel Reese, because it had gotten out there that she had not stopped going to class. She requested to have online classes, but she posted that when she inked these NIL deals and she posed for a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, she bought a luxury car, and she had a loft, I believe, in downtown Baton Rouge, right? So Alexis Morris and Jasmine Carson kind of went back and, they didn't go back and forth with each other, but there was some hinting on social media that hey, don't make me talk. Oh, wow, okay. Now, I look at that from the outside, and this is just my guesstimation. I think that Angel Reese, Flau'jae Johnson, Alexis Morris, and Jasmine Carson, and there was another sister, I cannot remember her name, but I think that they all slept together, allegedly. Allegedly. Let me say that again, allegedly, okay? Because this thing had gotten a bit too personal. And I see it from Alexis Morris and Jasmine Carson's point of view that says that, hey, one other player went to the WNBA along with me, Alexis Morris, and the guards and certain forwards, we did the dirty work. You got the double doubles, but we did the dirty work. We guarded the best players on the perimeter that were the stars going into the tournament. And you reap all of this success and this stardom, and you get all of this money, right? But your head too damn big. And as of the time of me making this video, Alexis Morris, I think that may be another video, an addendum to this video down the line, but she ain't got nothing good to say about this past team, right? But this is what Stephen A. Smith had to say in reference to Angel Reese not going to class.
I do not know, but it's time that I stood here and just gave a closing comment about Angel Reese. I want you to know something, Angel Reese, and this message is directly for you. You are an absolutely wonderful, marvelous, young black lady. You made us proud last year. You continue to make us proud even now. You're a national champion. You're a first-team All-American. You win 6 straight games in the NCAA tournament, averaging a double-double. You did it all. And then look at how it paid off for you. You see all of these photos that I'm showing up here, throwing out the first pitch for the Baltimore Orioles? Showing up everywhere, being a woman about town, because that's what champions do. Let's not forget the NAL valuations. You made about $1.7 million, okay? And just to give it some stats out there for everybody to watch, let's go down the list of the top-notch individuals in the world of name, image, and likeness and who've profited off of it. You got Bronny James, LeBron's son, at $5.9 million. You got Shedeur Sanders, primetime Deion Sanders' son, the star quarterback at Colorado, at $4.5 million. Okay, you've got this girl, Livy, at $3.3 million. Livy Dunn from LSU, she's a gymnast, at $3.3 million. Arch Manning, okay, a member of the Manning family, now a quarterback at Texas, tied with Caleb Williams of USC at 4th at $2.8 million. You got Travis Hunt at the 6th spot at $2.2 million. And then you got Angel Reese at $1.7 million. That is what she earned with name, image, and likeness. So couple that with the 5.2 million social media followers that she has. Look at all the brand deals that she has. Coach, Amazon merch, McDonald's, Sparkling Ice, Xfinity, Outback Steakhouse, Discord. These are all the deals she has while she's a college student. Well, here's the problem with that. And Angel Reese, I hope you're listening to this. Notice that your popularity and your celebrity is elevated. So much so that you decided not to go to class anymore on campus. You'll take your courses online because the popularity was so extreme, it was getting in the way of your studies. That's basically what you told folks. Having said all of that, if it got in the way of your studies, I ask a simple and respectable question. What else did it get in the way of? Why would the coach of a reigning defending national champion who you helped win the national championship? Remember when you was throwing up your finger to Caitlin Clark at Iowa in the national championship game? Remember when you were doing all of that? Remember when you were the woman about town thereafter? Remember when you was wearing that braggadocio on your sleeve? Remember all of that? Is it possible that because of the fame, the celebrity, and the newfound dollars that came into your coffers, that all of that changed, and with it, there was a slight change in you? And the coach noticed and said, okay, I have to do something about this. We don't know. I certainly don't know. Don't cover LSU. But it's a worthy question to ask, because I can't believe that the coach of a reigning defending national champion, knowing your greatness and how valuable you are to the success, to the overall success of the team and what your goals and aspirations are, would choose to make that decision about you. Is it possible that there's been some alterations in your attitude that forced the kind of things that have been transpiring over the last week? You getting benched and ultimately not showing up for another game. It's a worthy question to ask because you're only 21 years of age. It's entirely plausible and possible that you might have been smelling yourself just a little bit.
We heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. Now, Angel Reese did come back, and throughout the year, she wore a crown on her head. Okay, and we're gonna touch back on that later. Now, she referred to herself as the Bayou Barbie, right? She's a queen. She does all of this stuff, right? Now, the new addition to the team, Hailey Van Lith, as soon as the NCAA tournament starts, right? This is why I think the so-called black woman has gone off her kilter, because you always have the lily white liberal female that has come up with feminism. Okay, it like feminism is not something that black women came up with. Aboriginal Brazilian women, sisters in the Caribbean, they didn't come up with this. Like, feminism is something that a fringe white woman that hated order, this is what she came up with. And it has turned women of ethnicity out. Okay, but this is what Hailey Van Lith had to say going into the NCAA tournament.
I mean, it's part of the game, and it's a part of why people want to watch the game. I think when you think about hockey and the fights, like, people like to see that. And that's not why we do it. It's our personalities. It's what makes the game fun for us. And I think a lot of times, people make assumptions, and they don't really know they don't really know what we're saying, and they don't really know the backstory or anything leading up to it. And that's nothing that we can control. And at the end of the day, if that's what people want to complain and talk about, it is what it is. But that doesn't mean we're going to change. And I think enough people enjoy it, obviously, because women's basketball is doing it better than it's ever done. So you can choose to focus on the people that say bad things about it, but at the end of the day, like, they're talking online for a reason. Like, if they were in this situation, they would never be in that situation to begin with, because they're too busy commenting on other people's lives. So
It's facts.
Okay, now, here's the thing with this. I don't think she understands how the media works. Now, as much as the media can be a pain in the ass, right? Part of why you're even able to get any money is through the media. Now, I wish that the media could scale back, but if they don't talk about the stuff that you do or don't do, then how do you end up making any money, or how are you relevant, right? Because this is the same person that she has an issue with that, but she used social media and to get close to Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant trained her, and apparently she didn't take the teachings too well, because Caitlin Clark busted her ass and has been busting her ass for the past 2-3 seasons. So for her to make such a stupid comment, this is further enabling Angel Reese and creating a cocoon of, hey, you can't criticize us. How dare you? You don't have anything else to talk about because you're talking about us. Come on, man. And then for that, I would say,
Shut up, bitch!
so look, going into the NCAA tournament, there was a situation where Angel Reese got into it with UCLA's coach, and during that little situation, man, that lady got like 38 hot on the bench. I mean, you could see her. She's cussing at the ref and saying, "Did you hear what she fucking said to us? Like, did you hear that?" And you're gonna talk shit to the opposing team's coach, and you fouled out. But anyway, I'm gonna touch up on that on part 2 of this video. So part 2 is right here. We'll get to it. And please, if you like the content thus far in this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on part 2. Peace.